Hi everyone, Coach Ali here. I wanted to come on and make a quick video for a question I got online on one of the YouTube videos from Amanda. Hi Amanda. So Amanda was asking about the timeless sleep window, and it can get a little bit confusing. I know when we're trying to kind of implement some of these things and are we doing this right, and how is this working, and it can get a little bit confusing, and so I totally get where you're at. And here's the thing. The timeless sleep window is one of our foundational teachings, but it's also really an invitation to release pressure. So that's what it's about, is like kind of lowering the stakes, reducing pressure, right? And let's just go over really quickly what the timeless sleep window concept is. So essentially, the timeless sleep window is going to be a time which is ideal for like the rest of my life, not just when I'm dealing with insomnia. So for example, my timeless sleep window is from 10:30 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. And this is, ideally and preferably I would be sleeping during those hours, but since I cannot directly control sleep, if I do find myself awake during those hours, then I have an opportunity to do whatever I'd like to show my brain that it's perfectly safe to be awake at night. It's uncomfortable, yes, because there's this anxiety that can arise when we're in that hyper aroused state, and there can be some discomfort, no doubt, but even the discomfort is safe, right? So we want to reassure our brain that this is a completely safe experience, and that we really are okay, and this does take time. So that is essentially what the timeless sleep window is. I'm going to stop looking at the clock at 10:30, and if I'm not sleeping, I'm going to do whatever I choose to do, right, to befriend wakefulness. Now, that being said, when it's the kind of the end of my sleep window at 6:30, and say I'm feeling really like I want to stay in bed and rest, and it just feels really nice, that's totally fine too. We really want to listen to what our body is telling us, right? So again, this is all about releasing pressure, lowering the stakes. What we know for sure is that sleep does not thrive under pressure. It does not thrive when the stakes are high. So the lower the pressure, the lower the stakes, the more likely it is that peaceful sleep is going to find us, right? So this is the idea. And what we've found is that, pretty much everyone that has gone through the experience of insomnia is checking the time multiple times at night, right? And we're laying there and it's looking at the clock going, oh my gosh, it's 2 a.m. and I haven't slept. Oh my gosh, it's 3. It's 4 a.m. It's 5 a.m. Oh my God. It's a recipe for a lot of anxiety, hyperarousal, intense pressure, right? And so what the timeless sleep window gives us is this opportunity, this invitation to release that pressure, right? When we're not looking at the time, that pressure really starts to come down. That being said, if implementing something like this is actually causing you kind of more stress, it's complicating things for you, it is completely okay to do what feels right for you. You know you best. And so whatever feels the most comfortable, the best and right choice for you is the way, right? Wherever you can find the pressure lowers, this is a good sign. So Amanda, you were saying how, ideally you would like to be up out of bed around 7 a.m. Totally get that. And then maybe on the weekends, you're going to give yourself a little bit more leeway, and you were a little bit concerned about that. But let me just reassure you that that's just totally fine. Okay, it's really totally fine. Nothing wrong with that. It feels nice to lay there, that's great. It really is just a nice way to befriend wakefulness. I'll clarify it with this one thing. So if we are laying in bed and we are chasing sleep, right? We're feeling really frustrated. We're feeling really anxious. The hyperarousal is high. We're tossing and turning. We're getting more and more upset about being awake. And we're just laying there, praying, please, like, let sleep come. This is kind of what we call chasing sleep. We're trying to control it, right? We're reaching and searching and wanting this outcome that is beyond our control. So if that's the case and you kind of feel like you're in there chasing the sleep, then it's probably just better to get up and do whatever you'd like to do, because this is what is going to signal that safety to the brain. Lying there, really, really anxious, feeling that intense hyperarousal, we're in that fight or flight energy. And at that point, it's really helpful to get up and kind of do whatever we want to do to let the brain know we're safe. It's okay. We just are awake, right? There's nothing different about being awake at night versus being awake in the day. It's just uncomfortable because we definitely prefer sleep, and our brain has misidentified being awake at night as a threat. It's not. So Amanda, do whatever feels the most helpful and the most intuitive for you. Listening to your body, listening to those inner cues of what feels good for you, what's lowering the pressure for you, that's actually going to be the most helpful. So I just encourage you to listen to that, what your kind of inner knowing is telling you about that, and go with that. And that will really help to release the pressure and lower the stakes. I hope that was helpful, and I hope that answered your question. Thanks so much for leaving a question. And I think I'm supposed to mention like and subscribe. There's some algorithm thing that if the more subscribers, then the more people get the content that might need it. So if you guys want to do that, that'd be awesome. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate all of you more than you know.